Hey, welcome to Real Time Watercolor Painting. Today, I found this the other Arches block I had, which has this totally mediocre painting from around Christmas time. That's a Christmas ornament there, and this broken cup, which I think got whisked away somehow. But anyway, we got the back of that anyway. And another, quality paper here to be working on. This thing here, I'm thinking, wow, that looks horrible. And so for this, I would like to get the best version of horrible I can, but then, you know, I printed a picture of it to because one of my least favorite things about it is how we messed up the rim. I mean, it's cool. I got a nice ellipse there, but you know, so I took a picture of it, and I thought maybe we'll try up here, like do it from the picture, just to paint angrily that we fell short on our first attempt there. In fact, why don't we just try that right now just to get warmed up? And so I don't know if a big brush is where it's at for that particular attempt. I happen to have a big brush in my hand, so I guess it's going to be a big brush here. All right, so let's just try to do this one edge. So I'm going to start with this dark line that's right here, and let's go here, and that's not really dark enough, right? But let's see, put some more. Okay, that's cool. And how about we just take this micro brush here, and I don't know what this brush is for. It's not a very nice brush, but it's my treacle brush. I don't know, came with a set. Let me see if it's got sort of come out here to a point. Okay, and then I don't know why this is so rough here, but that looks terrible. Anyway, uh, go back to the big brush, and let's see if we can say like right here. I think right there. Also, this is not my favorite paper to be doing this on because I don't think the paper is uh, all that super great. Okay, that looks good. And then, so that's this area. Let's see if we get this area. I'm gonna go a little heavier on the blue for this center area, and it's gonna go right here. And there's a slight highlight there. That's not enough blue. There's a slight highlight there, right there. So here we're just gonna, there we're going blue. There's a lump here, and there's a little white thing right here. Let's see if we can leave that white paper. And this looks okay. And then cool, okay, so we got that. And we could actually say put this in here also. Let's just try that. Okay, that's nice. And now, just gonna see about, let's see if we can just come down here and get these like, this one. Okay, then it's darker, lighter, and well, this is like pretty wet. I really don't want to try to get this dark thing here, but let's see about like this right here. Okay, that that's kind of off the picture anyway. Let's see if we can go right here. And now, let's see if we can get this to fade out. Not really. Let's see, go a little deeper here. Try to get this. You see this area right there? That's good. And go a little darker now for the front of the rim. Is this dry? Not really. I'm just gonna like blot that to make that dry. I guess the pros got a hair dryer that they would be blowing on that if they wanted it dry. Here, I'm just gonna try to get this darker area right there. This looks terrible, right? But at the same time, it looks terrible. It could still technically start looking good. We shall see. And now, let's see if we can get this lower rim there. Just gonna try to get some moisture on the brush there. Let's go right here. Okay, that's good. When this dries, we can put another dark right there. Hey, London. Hello. Thanks for the greeting. Hey, Stephanie. Hi. Thanks for the greeting. Wow, 2 thumbs up. Thanks a lot so much, everybody. That's fantastic. Thank you. There's like a thing here. Oh, you can't really see it, unfortunately. With shoot, I was painting that. Okay, we're trying to do this. Sorry. Okay, here, there, I'm gonna try to put that dark in right here. Let's see if we got it. Take the same color, add a Payne's gray that leans blue. I'm gonna add this Primatech thing there that so we got 3 colors involved. And well, I keep looking at that thing. Is that even? Yeah, looking at that, but we're trying to do this photo. So, note to self: if you're doing a photo, quit looking at the live dish model. Okay, so this is like one of the darkest areas of uh, the whole model. So this there now it's dark, and then let's see if we can come down here. I don't want it to bleed up. Okay, cool. And let's take this. Okay. Cool, but not super cool, I think, right there. And I'm going to come in here and let's go put a dot here and come over here and up here. That's a really nice paint stroke we got there. I hate to be messing it up, but too bad, you know, we gotta keep moving here. I'm gonna find that little thing now, see if we can make a cool looking point right here. Let's see if we can achieve that. Okay, yes, that's a pretty sharp point. Okay. All in all, it's looking pretty horrible, but you know, we're just gonna try and get the best version of horrible we can. Here, I'd like to erase this, and I don't know if that's gonna work. Okay, it's working a little bit, not great. Try and get that really. Oh, that looks accidentally good. Okay. I want to get a cleaner line right here. And then, of course, this should be a nice line up here. And then here, let's see, I'm just going to go see about this area right here, which is kind of like right here. So let's just see if we can get that whole area there. And there's a little bit more blue in there than I have on my brush. So I'm going to lean into the blue a little bit. Okay, there we go. I'll leave a little gap here just for the heck of it. And then right here, we definitely want that gap. So let's see if we can just, okay, and then it's kind of, there's a kind of a highlight right in the middle compared to the rest. And then of course we want a big gap down here at the bottom. So you could grab this little blue here. We're going to tint this blue. I'm trying to get a blue tint. Hello, blue tint. Okay, we got a blue tint. And we're going to come down here. Good. Now we want to have a diffusion right here. So let's see if we can get a diffusion. Okay, we pretty much got a diffusion. That's a little too much water over there. Try to grab some of that water up. This looks all right. And let's see if we can just grab a highlight right here. I don't know if we can do it. Slightly, we got it slightly. And this is looking pretty gruesome, but whatever. Let's just let it dry that way and we'll fix it up later. And then up here, I'm going to try to just get a faint blue happening right here. And that looks good. And try to just come here, echo this, and have a little thing happening up here. Let's get a smoother curve right there. Still looking like heck, but wait. I gotta get some of that water out. That was not really the intention, this thing we got happening here. I'm just trying to get a more of a gradation. The whole thing's gotta be there. Alright, that's more like it. So I don't really like the hard edge, but we can soften that edge later. And then here we got a triangle. I think I'll see if we can get that triangle, and that should be a highlight triangle, not a, so I'm trying to get a smoother, get a line here kind of. So, and then here, this is going to come up here. And then what we got at the edge is we want to make a, this is not actually the edge is a soft, slight blue glow. So we're going to just paint water right on the edge here. I guess we better give a hint of blue in there. So here we're just going to do a hint of blue, and what we're trying to do is get a soft glowing edge instead of that hard edge we had a minute ago. Let's see, go straight. Okay, that looks all right. And then good. And then down here we got a shadow. We're gonna see about getting a dark blue for the shadow, which is right there. Let's see. I'm leaving a gap for the shadow because I don't really want it to blend right into our dish. Later on, we can put a super light tone over it, so it's not going to be the white of the paper. But okay, so here, I think the pros would be doing this exact line right here with a paint stroke of panache, but here we're trying to paint this in a deliberate fashion. Okay, so that's cool. And then down here we want to, the same thing goes over here, but this is going to be a lighter blue, and so I just want to follow that line, go over to here, and let's just see if we can get a thing, you know, like, and then I'm going to see if we can get this to go into a sharp point. So that's sort of a sharp point. Now we need actually this blue, which I hardly ever use because it's so tutti frutti. So here we go. Let's see if we. So I want to blend in with this, but I want to have a good definition in the middle. So before blending, I'm going to just get that little thing there. Now we're just going to try to blend the edges. If I would have touched the edges immediately, then the whole thing would have just gone. And so here, all right, now I would like to get a slightly softer edge. So I got a damp brush here, and I'm just going to go very gently right on the edge here just to get a smoother edge, which is going to be kind of going out of focus. I hope that's the objective anyway. And that's going to sort of continue on. Now we got a gray stripe right here. Let's see if we can say hello. I'm a gray stripe. So here we go. Say that's good. And then up here we have a gray stripe that has kind of a pregnant look to it. So it's coming down into here. All right. And now here, I'm going to take some water and we're going to try to blend this so we maintain. I want to maintain this border line here, but I want to have inside this to be, you know, I mean, if you just look at this thing by itself, it's almost like a blob, and that's the shadow on the one end. Okay, anyway, let's see. So I'll come back here, but I'm still leaving a gap to, instead of connecting with the dish. Now we got a few more lines coming out. So you see these little lines here. So we're just gonna paint those two lines, and then this just comes out here too. So I guess I'll stop here, and I don't know if this is gonna somehow work together with this other painting. I doubt it, but whatever. We're just trying to. Oh, you know what? And wow, there's a dark shadow on top of that, which connects to this. So let's see if we can just get that darker shadow. Gonna go, I got that pretty much that same gray going darker and adding some blue to that gray. And let's see. That's okay. I don't like that end right here. I'm gonna let's try to get that a little bit softer right there. And then we want to come up one more time. Here we can connect that. I'm gonna just take a little bit of paint out right there. That looks pretty bad, but and this would be better if that was slightly soft. So I'm just gonna run the damp brush over, and now thank goodness we have a slightly blurry look. I rinse the brush. I'm going to go one more time, a little higher. Hopefully get even more blurry. And it is looking blurry. Wow, that's a really good blurry thing there now. Wow, that's great. Okay. I'm just going to keep going, and that way our blur will be in context of and I don't think we really want a tint of green in there, but too bad because okay. So, that's a good start. But what we're really doing is, what do you call it? Paint from photo. We're painting from that photo. They keep saying put a Q&A sticker. Anyway, how long was that? 20 minutes? We're going to come back and paint from photo. This thing right here was our big warm-up. That looks pretty good from over here, right? We were doing that from this photo, and oh, job well done. But now it's time to hit that photo, but I'm going to just take a quick break. Thanks, everybody who stopped by, and thank you for 2 thumbs up. Art Fun, we are painting the from the photo, and we just did this dish as a warm-up.